Hello, this is Dustin Perkins with VizTech. Today I would like to demonstrate how to install, configure, and operate the mobile phone application for the XTS digital video recorder. For this demonstration, I'm using a phone running the Android platform. Please note that this application also has iPhone, BlackBerry, and Windows mobile versions. They are similar, but the install process is different. What you'll need to do first is launch your internet browser. You can use Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari. It doesn't really matter. Though if you're using Safari, this process may be a little different. But this should get you the basics. Once you're to our website, omcviztech.com, go to the support section. And under support, you'll find downloads in a category of all of the different manufacturers we support, and select XTS. Underneath the XTS page, you'll see a list of all the different files that we currently have available for that manufacturer, and at the bottom, you'll see the mobile phone applications here. We're going to download the application for Android, so go ahead and select the link. Now in Chrome here, you'll notice that the file downloads down in the bar. Internet Explorer, it may pop up as a different window and ask you where you would like to save it. Regardless, just get that zip file downloaded. Once you have it downloaded, you can just open it up and you'll find the installation file zipped up inside of there. And the application itself is called DMSS, and the file extension is an APK. That just means an install file for an Android phone. Now at this point you have two different options. You can either drag and drop this file to your phone, or you can email it to yourself. If you have an Android phone, then you should have a Google account with the Google email address. I would strongly recommend doing it that way. It is a little easier than dragging and dropping it. To drag and drop, you have to mount your phone, then you have to have a file explorer to open it, and I'll demonstrate one for you if you'd like to do it that way. But again, I recommend emailing it. Once you have this file, you can launch your Gmail, put in your own email address or your customer's email address, depending on how you're doing this, and then you simply take that file and drag it to your mail window. Or you can go to Attach and browse to the file and select it that way. Once you have it, go ahead and send your mail, and it will show up as an email on your phone after a minute or two. Once you have the file on your phone that way, you can then install it. But first, I'd like to show you if you want to use a file explorer, if you're going to drag and drop. For me, I'd need to pull down this menu and select my connection style, and I would mount it as a disk drive. You see there, it's next to the bottom option. Then my phone would show up as a device on my computer. Once the file is on the phone, you would then need to have a file explorer. The one I personally use is called eStrongs, or ES File Explorer. From there you can launch the application and look at all the different files on your phone, and you'd probably find it under Downloads or wherever you put it. If you look on mine, it's all the way down at the bottom, and there's the DMSS for Android right there in the middle. Regardless, when you get it on your phone, you then have to install it. So I'm going to just click with my finger on the DMSS for Android and open it. Now, you're going to run into this on almost every phone. Unless you're very familiar with Android already, the installation will be blocked for security reasons because this is not coming from the Android market. And you'll need to go to your settings and select unknown sources and put a check mark in that box. It's going to give you a warning that, hey, you need to be real careful when you're using this feature. Otherwise, you could install something that could be harmful to your phone. Once that is checked, then you'll have to select the file again to launch it, and we're going to go ahead and do that. It'll also give you a warning of what permissions that application has on your phone. You'll see here it can modify the storage to save pictures. It's going to have full network communication, and it can also read if you're on a phone call or if a phone call comes in and closes the application down. those are usual permissions. Now I'm going to go ahead and cancel out. I have it installed on here, but once you're done hitting the install button there, you will then have that icon available, not necessarily on your desktop like I do here, but in your application drawer. With it installed, all that you have left to do is configure it, launch the application, and you'll get an interface that looks very similar to this, or just like this if you're using Android. And from there, you'll want to select the cog down at the bottom center that it highlighted there, and it will pull up your device information. You want to put in your IP address or your host name, depending on what you're using. The port number, there's listed the default, 37777. You can title it if you'd like, whatever makes sense to you. Then you'd also want to put in your user ID and password. Once you have the correct information in, you hit the back button and connect to your server. And this is a live shot here from our server in Oklahoma City. And then from there, you can manipulate it. If you have a PTZ, in this case I do, you can use the controls to move that camera around. You can also select different views by selecting the different camera numbers. This will support all 32 channels that XTS supports. It may not show them to you right at first, but once you're connected to the DVR, it will give you all the channel options. You can also turn the phone sideways and view it full screen. Of course, you'll see it sideways here on the monitor, and have full control from there. I hope you find this helpful. By all means, if you ever have any questions or any more support is necessary, look us up, omcviztech.com, and we'd be happy to help. Thank you, and have a great day.